Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. You need him at his best, and he hasn't been at that in recent weeks.
You know what I've not done yet on the programme? Not told anybody the phone number. 0800 234 6565 to come on. I think most people probably know it off by heart now. We mention it often enough, but 0800 234 6565. The number to call tonight to have a chat with Ando about Newcastle United and to have a chat maybe with Gary Bennett, depending on where he is and when he turns up. Another big talking point, obviously, Razor, at the moment that was brought up with Eddie Howe this morning, the goalkeeping situation, Martin Dubravka being dropped and Nick Pope coming back.
Well, Dubravka played well during Nick Pope's spell out of the team, Colin, in December and last month because of a knee injury. And then Eddie Howe continued with Dubravka when Pope came back into the squad. He was on the bench, firstly at Southampton last month. Pope played in the FA Cup the last round against Birmingham. Dubravka continued then after that in the league, but then the change was made against Nottingham Forest last Sunday. Nick Pope starting in the Premier League again for Newcastle. He kept his place at Liverpool. There's been a lot of analysis of the goals that Newcastle have conceded and whether he could have done better for some of them. This is what the manager says, that his goalkeeper has been doing well since coming back in.
I think with Nick, I think there's been some good bits, and there's been some bits that probably naturally when you're coming back from injury like he has been, that have been a little bit rusty in his game, but I think that's natural for any player. I think he's got, still believe, standout qualities. He's a top goalkeeper. Naturally, with his experience and his knowledge and understanding of his own game, we'll know he's got high expectations of himself as well.
But there are no guarantees that Nick Pope will stay in the team.
Well, I think we take it on a game-by-game basis as we do with all team selections. I think part of the game is players can change your minds either way. So we're always looking to try and pick our strongest team, and it's up to the players to either confirm their place or not. And I'll have to think about what I do this weekend.
Having said earlier in the programme, Ando, that you can't read anything into anything Eddie Howe says because sometimes he's contrary and trying to distract us all, do you read anything into that? That implies there is... It's not a guaranteed selection for Nick Pope.
Yeah, because he usually comes out and says he's done well, stays in. Yeah, he hasn't given any assurances there, has he? You know, I mean, a lot of people are split on the two goalkeepers, aren't they? You know, but I don't think Dubravka did a great deal wrong. I thought he was unfortunate to be left out. Since coming back in, I think Nick Pope, there's been goals that he could have done better with. You know, so it'll be an interesting one to see what he does tomorrow. Because he gave no assurances at all. And I honestly think if Nick Pope had came in and done, I'm not saying he hasn't done well, but you know, there's been
Sean.
In the two games that he's played, there's no doubt in my mind that he would have played tomorrow. You know, there would have been no argument about it whatsoever. But I think, or Sunday I should say, but I think there's now a doubt in the manager's mind, you know, because he made the decision to take Dubravka out. Has it backfired on him a little bit? Maybe. But, you know, he's now got a decision to make about Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. Do you know what I've not done on the programme yet?
You've just given the phone number out.
Yeah. Not giving people the text and WhatsApp numbers yet. They'll have 08000 321 333 is the WhatsApp number. 08000 321 333 to send us your WhatsApp messages. 81333 to send us your text messages. Start them all with the letters BBC and put your name at the end of them as well. Matthew Raisbeck, VAR will be in use this weekend.
Yeah, VAR comes in at this point in the FA Cup, so the fifth round. It's the first time it's been used in the competition this season. Referee, by the way, against Brighton will be Anthony Taylor from Cheshire, and on VAR duty is James Bell. There will also be an extra official, a support VAR or a SVAR. They are back to give the VAR team just extra support, as the title of that role suggests. But what's perhaps more interesting is that new to English football, the semi-automated offside technology will be in operation. So This is the first time that we've seen it in the domestic game. It has been used in other tournaments and competitions outside of the UK. Basically, it aims to remove some of the elements of human subjectivity by replacing decisions made by the officials with automated ones taken by the technology. The three key elements of an offside decision are when the ball was kicked, where and at what angle the defender's body was when the ball was kicked, and where and what angle the attacker's body was at the same time. That's what they have to consider when looking at a VAR call. Well, that will now be confirmed by the technology, semi-automated offside technology, rather than the VAR officials, but they will check the decision is correct before confirming it to the referee. That's how it will work for tight offside calls on Sunday. So looking forward to seeing it in operation. And there are computer-generated graphics as well, which are shown to supporters to explain and simply show the decision and the position of the two players in relation to the movement of the ball. We talked about this with Eddie Howe this morning, and he says he welcomes it.
Well, I've just seen it.